Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Pokemon. Yo, I think every time we start our podcast, we should just do Pokemon, man.
Yeah, man, we should. We totally should.
Like
It gets me so pumped.
I feel it pumps us all up.
Yeah, bro, for sure, dude.
We need to have like a drum roll.
Or what?
And we're live!
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Clocked Out. I'm Jetsy, and I'm here with Nazir and Jeremy. Say what's up, guys. Today's episode is about being stranded on an island and how to survive it. Each of us are going to be stranded not as a group, but individually, and we're going to discuss some of our survival techniques. But in the words of Emeril Lagasse, we're going to kick it up a notch. So you're allowed to bring 3 items, but of course, there are rules to these items. Number 1, you cannot bring a lighter. Number 2, you cannot bring a knife. Number 3, the items have to be pocket-sized. And number 4, the items have to be real. Like you can't bring a little lamp and have a little genie in there and wish for unlimited wishes.
Let's go.
So my 3 items. My first item would be a tennis ball.
Okay.
My second item would be, you know those soup cans, like those Campbell's soup cans made of like steel and tin? That
Yeah,
would be
tin.
that would be my second item. An open can.
Open can.
An open soup can.
Okay, continue.
It's pocket size. It fits in your pocket.
Is it
all right.
empty?
Hey,
Yes, it's open.
What?
It's
Oh,
empty.
okay,
why
'cause-
why
'cause-
don't you bring a can of soup that has a those lid that goes? Dude,
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can bring the can of soup with the pop off top, and then have that as my first meal.
okay.
I just
you
really-
don't want to drink soup when you're on a desert island because it's salty.
Yeah, it's salty.
Okay. My last item would be a pair of gloves.
Wow. I-
Very
so-
interesting, right?
Just so we're clear, how long are you planning on staying on this island? Because
Well, the length of
I-
the length of stay is 4 years for everyone. A pair of gloves, so one for each hand.
Vinyl or nitro? I think
latex.
No,
vinyl,
like heavy duty working gloves.
work gloves. Work
Yeah,
gloves.
work gloves. There we go. I chose the gloves because I have this like personal issue with my hands. I have very sensitive hands.
Sensitive hands.
Yes.
Please elaborate.
So, on our previous episode, how we talked about IKEA and all that stuff. So whenever I assemble an IKEA, whatever it is, I have to wear gloves because if I don't, it hurts my hands.
I think it's not because you have sensitive hands. It's because you can't get a grip.
No, it's
Because I
because
wear gloves.
it hurts my hands.
Let's be
You
clear.
know?
You just said putting together IKEA an IKEA piece of furniture. You need work gloves. Okay.
Yes, dude, I just put together this desk and I gave myself a blister on my thumb. So then I said, I should have been wearing gloves. So that's why I chose gloves, because I know on the island, I'm going to be doing some work. I'm going to be putting together a lot of things, and it's going to require me to be using my hands.
Dude, you're gonna be using those pair of gloves for 4 years. Every day,
Right.
hard work, hard labor. I think your gloves will only last for
No,
6
they're-
months, the most.
they're heavy duty, indestructible gloves.
You know
All
what?
right?
I was gonna go in on you right now, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait till you explain everything, and
Okay.
I'll take it down one by
Go
one.
ahead. They're in the secret aisle in Home Depot. You got to go way in the back. All right, you got to ask the
Secret
manager.
aisle.
You got to ask the manager for these gloves. All right. So
okay.
they're indestructible, and then
You just
mine-
said it has to be real.
it is real. They have heavy.
Indestructible. Come on, bro.
on the hidden aisle of Home Depot. I mean,
In
They
a-
have-
in A hidden aisle at Home Depot.
So then my next item was the empty soup can made
Yeah,
of steel
guess
and
what?
tin.
It's
Can't wait.
indestructible too, huh?
No, it's made of steel. Steel is pretty much indestructible. So yeah, so I'd have that steel can to put if I wanted to make some soup or, drink from it.
Okay.
You need some kind of container to do all that stuff. My last item is a tennis ball. Now, you
Another
guys
essential
seen
need.
yeah, so you guys seen Castaway, right? So for all the
Yeah.
viewers at home who've seen Castaway, you guys know Wilson, right? The volleyball.
Yeah.
So the reason why I chose a tennis ball because the item had to be pocket size. So my thinking was, you're gonna be stuck on an island for 4 years, right? You have to find some way just to be sane. Otherwise, you're gonna go crazy. So with this tennis ball, I'm gonna create a face, just like how Tom Hanks did with the volleyball.
What
That
do you call him?
way,
Slazenger?
you know what? Let's call him Wimbledon because they
Wimbledon.
use that tennis ball. No, for short, we'll call him Wimble. I have my tennis ball. His name is Wimble. I'll draw a face on him. So the reason why I need this is because it's going to help me keep my sanity. Like I'm going to need a way to vent all my anger, my emotions, my frustrations out. And if I'm doing that, just talking to myself, that's not going to work. So I need this tennis ball to pretend like I'm talking to another human being.
With the items that you brought, what work will you be doing with just your work gloves?
Well, with my work gloves, you see, I'm going to have to first fashion some kind of spear to maybe if there's some kind of wild boar or wild animals in the
Yes,
island.
I agree. But when you find this piece of wood, how are you gonna planning on sharpening that thing with the piece of wood?
The wood, the branches,
Mhm.
I'm going to find some sharp stone, some sharp rocks, and then I'm going to use that to trim the branches into making the branches sharp.
But their branches, they're gonna snap.
Yeah, I
You
think
get thick ones. There's thick branches out. They're all different
okay,
sizes
okay.
of
We'll
branches
let
out
Right.
there.
we'll let our viewers decide on how
So
effective those are
so
gonna be.
so you can make you can fashion weapons from rocks and branches. You can make
Yeah. So
Like
your soup can you said you're gonna use that for what exactly?
for cooking and drinking.
you can
Cooking
use
and
it for
drinking.
cooking and drinking. Yes, you can
Okay,
make soups with
so
it.
how do you plan on making these things with your gloves and your tennis ball and your can?
So after I make my weapons, that's when I go hunting. I can either hunt for fish or get the wildlife there, and then I would make
So,
the soup. That's why I need the can.
well, to make the soup, you'd
Put
have
it
to. I'm assuming if you're gonna hunt animals, you'd have to
right.
probably cook that thing, right?
Yes, in the can.
I would assume
With
that there'd be a heat source that you would need.
yes, I would make.
How do you plan on making fire with your work gloves
I would
and
make
tennis
I would
ball
make fire with the rocks there.
rocks?
There are certain rocks
What if
like
the island is like the island you're
Tell him,
at?
Nazar.
There's
Tell him,
like
Nazar.
5 days of rain. You got to remember that's 5 days of wet, humidity, and of course you still need to dry it.
yeah, so before it rains, I would get those rocks and put them under some kind of shelter to prevent them from
Okay.
getting wet
And
because I
okay, so
know
then
I'm going to need
after,
them. I'll put
so
them
while
under
you're
like leaves and stuff.
so while you're building your weapons with no resources and making
I just told you I have
getting your
branches
ammo,
and rocks.
getting your rocks and your animals, and then finding a way to magically make two rocks make fire. After you do all that,
Right.
I mean, I think it'll be pretty thirsty for water, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like
as far as
imagine like go outside right now, get a rock, sharpen it for 30 minutes,
yeah.
see if you get thirsty. Well, I guess he's just gonna stare with Wimble and like talk to him
and
wait
then
until Wimble responds with an
and
answer.
then for my last thing with Wimble, you're not going to need Wimble because you're not going to last 4 years over there. You're not going to last 4 days over there. So Wimble is pretty much just a waste of an item.
So as far as the water goes, on an island, there's going to be some type of waterfall there or some kind of river because you can't drink the ocean water.
Well, what if you're on the same island as Tom Hanks?
Well,
I think
Hanks.
If we were all together, guess what? We'd be fine because I will have all the supplies that the three items that I will bring will be good enough to make all of us survive.
But here's the thing, man. In Castaway, it never showed Tom Hanks drinking water, though. That's the thing. So we don't even know.
No, they showed him boiling water.
Yeah. So where did he get that water, though?
You can get water. You can get
from the sea.
you can get
No,
ocean water.
You
can get
can't.
ocean water. You can
No,
boil
my
it.
friends, you cannot drink ocean water.
You can boil it, right? Can't you?
No, you can boil it, but that's
And
not going to
then
get rid of the salt in the water. That's going to kill the bacteria and all that. But the
Then I'll
salt
drink
will
salt
still be
water.
there.
I'm salty anyways.
You drink salt water, you're going to get dehydrated and you're going to
Yeah,
die
true.
of dehydration. So you cannot drink salt water. That's why I'm saying you find the waterfalls, you find the rivers. That's the water that you drink. You get the water from that, you put it in a container, and you boil it.
I think I'll find Wimble and he'll be one of my friends too when I come to your island, and because you're already gone, and I'll start fresh by bringing my 3 items.
Where are we at
I
now?
don't know.
Let's hear
4
let's hear
years,
something. Let's hear
4
something
years,
intelligent.
Castaway, 4 years. First thing I would bring, I would
Mm.
say a book, a pocket-sized book.
Oh my God.
SAS, How to Survive the Wild with Your Bare Hands.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So in the
Yes.
book, like, I need that. Why? Because I have never been stranded on an island. I don't know what to do.
A book on how to survive. Okay, got
How
it.
to survive. Next item, I'll bring a screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Yes. Yes.
Nas, this
Just
is
like what I
about,
said, I'm gonna bring
Another
a
essential
screwdriver.
item. Another essential
Yeah.
item.
Very essential.
This isn't the IKEA episode, man.
Yeah.
Just to
No,
let you know.
no. I need it for protection.
Right.
I need it for something.
I can see
something-
that.
Something
first-
that is
That's
hard.
the first thing. It's
Something
hard,
that
yes.
is hard to acquire. Like, let's say I'll read my book, right? They were like, oh, you gotta get like a stone. You gotta sharpen it, make sure it's sharp, and then you use that to kill wildlife, right? But if I have a screwdriver, I can just use that. Third
All
thing
right.
that I'm gonna,
So
okay.
I'm sorry. One more. I mean, if your primary purpose of bringing this screwdriver is for protection, do you suppose that let's say there's I don't know what kind of wildlife would you say? Maybe a lion or something like that.
No,
I don't
you-
think you'd
just
find
like-
a lion
just like-
on there. You'd find
just
like
like,
wild boars or
Okay,
something.
let's say a boar. You think
Okay.
you're gonna be able to kill it? You're gonna get close enough to a
well,
boar
I don't have. Well,
to
I don't have
use
to
a
kill a
screwdriver
boar
to kill it?
because I have a book that I could read. Like, oh, you know what? What I should be hunting is this.
Bro, while you're
Right?
reading the book, the boar's
Yeah.
attacking you, man.
Yeah.
I can
Wha-
just
wha-
go on the top of the island and just read.
Will there be a
Dude,
will there be a chapter in the book that's gonna tell you how to reattach your
survive.
leg after the
No,
boar
no.
bites your leg
I
off?
think you would have to like climb some trees or something.
Yeah, like
Okay,
so are you-
I have
are you-
to. Like, well, Jetsy, what are you gonna do with your Wimble,
Whoa, easy.
your can, and who was your?
No,
your,
I thought
your glove?
I would have had weapons made.
I'm pretty sure in my book, it says there how to make those stuff. It'll be easier for me to know how to do it. The third item, I'm gonna bring seeds, vegetable,
Hmm.
fruit, bearing seeds.
Okay.
I'll be there for
What-
4 years.
All right.
What would you need to make the seeds grow?
It doesn't rain in the island. Planet close to where Jetsy's body's at, trying to grab water from the river or the
With a soup can.
waterfalls.
With the soup can, right?
Yeah, like holy a soup can.
So
I feel like
where does the fire starting occur, and where does the water making occur?
Did you hear? I'm gonna bring a book on how to survive. I feel like the book will tell me look for rocks.
Because I'm sorry, just to
Look
interrupt
for-
for a
look
second.
for
Your book is not going to tell you this is what you need from your island that you're currently stranded on. It's not going to say that. It's
No,
going to
no, no.
say
It
in
says-
general.
It says wild, right?
all right. So
How to
what is your book going to
survive-
say about making a fire?
Well, of course. I mean, I'm gonna look like look for like how to make fire. I'm pretty sure it would say there look for dry leaves, some rocks, and some twigs.
And
In
that's
a
what
hard-
I and that's
in
what
a
I said
hard
with
wood.
that's what I said with mine, rocks. But
Yeah.
you guys laughed at it.
You
No,
guys
'cause
are
it-
terrible. You guys are not going to survive. Oh, survivability score or whatever that Nazar
Like,
said earlier.
the
I'll give him
first thing-
two. I'll give him
the
2
first
weeks
thing I'm
because he
gonna
has the
do
book.
is go to the page where it says how to get clean water, and then how to start a fire
Okay, so how do you get clean water then?
from the waterfalls you were talking about.
Oh, so now you're using my idea. Okay,
So now
because
there's
I
waterfalls now.
No, I'm just living on the same. I'm just trying to be stranded on the same island you're at.
I shouldn't have gone first then. Okay, because you would have said, "Oh, I would have got the ocean water." All right, so basically, your book is telling you what I just said.
No, but no. I'm pretty sure my book
Everything-
wouldn't say bring Wimble, bring a can and an indestructible gloves.
Well, okay, Naz, how are you gonna cook your food?
Dude,
What
it's
do you-
gonna be in the book. You know what? I'm gonna buy 3 books. I'm gonna mail it to each and every one of you, and then we'll go back to this episode and let's see.
I got a question.
All
We're
right.
all respiratory therapists, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
We went
uh-huh.
we went to school. We went to school for this, right?
Kind
We all
of,
had
yeah.
we all had a
Right,
textbook.
right.
We had a textbook,
Yeah.
right? Do you think that if you gave your textbook to a person on the street and Brad told him to go to our job and use the textbook to navigate our day at work, do you think that they would be able to survive?
Probably not.
Yeah. The book is there on how to. It's all the respiratory.
Well,
Well, but my book is only for me though. It's just me.
So that book is personalized to you.
well,
No, like the book was made for survival.
in Naz's defense, he has 4 years to learn the book. So
Yeah, dude, I got 4 years.
4 years. What? Okay.
I feel like knowledge is power.
let's say you're on the island and it's nighttime, right? You're sleeping. All of a sudden, you start hearing stuff. Now, how are you going to be able to read that book in the dark? You're going to grab your book and be like, well, okay, what do I do? But you
No,
can't
no,
even
no,
see
no,
the
no,
book.
no, no.
You can't even see what's inside.
That's a good point because you said you never.
Well, by
ahead.
that time, I should have firemen. I should have a light source.
But the fire is going to burn out eventually.
Well,
How are you gonna
What do
make
you
a
mean?
how are you gonna make a fire with no supplies?
We're trying to survive in an island.
Right.
You are going to be burned. How did Tom Hanks survive in an island?
I asked you, so the scenario was you're sleeping.
Because no, because the book tells you how to start a fire, right?
No, but I'm just telling you the fire will eventually burn out. It's not going to last forever.
There's no way it's gonna burn out because you're constantly putting
Naz,
leaves.
How
in
are
the
you putting
fire.
leaves? How are you putting leaves when you're sleeping?
Yes,
How are you
boy.
doing that? You're sleeping.
Then I'll make sure the fire's big. Who said I'm gonna reach for that book? I have my screwdriver. By that time, I have my weapons. By that time, I probably put a wall of, I don't know, like wood around me before I go to sleep.
All right, so now he's building a house and shelter and all that stuff.
with
All right.
with no water in the system and no
Yeah.
food.
No,
Right,
there's
right.
there's no way. There's no way. There's no water because the book will tell me what to do. All you need are wood to produce fire.
What? That's all you need. Wood.
Yeah, wood.
What
Wood
else?
Did you watch? Well, that's the thing. You're questioning me because you haven't even watched.
I'm
He
questioning.
was rubbing two fucking wood.
Said all you
He
need
was rubbing two fucking wood, bruh.
What did you say? What did you say about the seeds? You said the seeds were used when I asked you about the season. I asked you about the water. You said it's not going to rain. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So let's say it's raining and the wood and your wood. That all you need is wood is wet. Then what do you do?
Well, guess what? I'm gonna find a cave just like how Jetsy saved his stone.
A cave. Oh, so now there's a cave that just magically landed on your.
I didn't
island
say
now.
cave. I
Okay.
said I was gonna hide my stones under some leaves to keep it
Oh
dry.
yeah, or you know what? I'm gonna hide my stone in the leaves so that they'll dry.
All right, Jeremy. So, what are your 3 items?
Well,
And it can't be what we mentioned already.
trust me. Trust me. It won't be. You guys are okay. So my first item will be a nail cutter, but not just any nail cutter. The nail cutter with like the file inside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
That's
nail
a
cutter that
regular
has, like,
nail
those-
cutter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nail cutter. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's my first item. My second item would be one of those
So
You
you're
dip your
worried
nails
about getting like
after.
a mani and pedi. Okay, what's your next item?
Don't worry, don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. The next thing would be a first aid, a little, those little pocket-sized first aid kits. Like when you go camping or whatever.
Okay.
One of those things,
Yeah.
And then a compass, because I want to know where I'm going. I want to know if I'm gonna be on this island for 4 years, like you guys said. I would like to know if I'd have to canvas the island, and like you guys being on the island, you guys will probably go over the same site like 5 different times because you have no compass telling you
Right,
where
but
to go.
can't you just leave like little what's it called?
Trail markers.
Trail like
Oh, you know what?
Little
You know
pieces
what?
of
It should
Nazar's
be
book.
in my book that you could
Little
create a
pieces of
rope
Nazar's book.
out of leaves, and then you can tie it on a tree so that it could be a trail marker.
yeah, you can leave all of those. You don't need. You just wasted an item on a compass when you can use.
No,
You can just
no,
drop
that's not
items on
true.
the floor.
That's not true.
That
You
way-
need a compass to direct you to where you've gone and where you don't want to go back again.
No.
You guys, I feel like you guys are gonna go around in circles. Like, oh shit, look, I'm back where I started from. Whereas I'll have canvassed the whole island and found all the resources I need to survive for 4 years. So my nail cutter thing with the file on it. See, because you guys say you're gonna make stones and you guys are match stones together and make fire or whatever. It's my file, and then I'll with the friction go really fast on some dry wood. And
But you can do that with rocks too. Rocks and wood, same thing.
I mean, if you say so. And then my first aid kit goes without saying. You need a first aid kit. You need to prevent infection with all the. If we're on a tropical island, there's gonna be a lot of bugs and all this stuff. And
But
you
you
can't be rolling around with infection and all that.
But if you're stuck on the island for 4 years, you think that small pocket size first
It's the
aid kit
pocket
is gonna
size.
last? It's gonna last 4 years?
Here's the thing.
It's not gonna last.
Here's the thing, boys and girls. With the items that I brought with me, I'm gonna be able to build my shelter. I'm gonna be able to secure myself some water and hopefully get some kind of food action. I'm not sure. I haven't, thought out the procuring of the food. I feel like the shelter and the water, I think, would be the most important things. So while you guys are out in the sun, baking in the sun, or in the rain, whatever climate you guys want to decide to choose you're in, I'll be fine because I'll have my well-built thing. And then guess what? I won't need a first aid kit because I'll be in a nice shelter already.
Then why would you bring a first aid kit? And then you said, how can you build?
Because the house isn't gonna be my shelter won't be built, right away. Like your guys' shelters are just gonna magically be built. Mine will actually require some work. And then in the course of making my shelter, I make little cuts.
Do you know how to build a shelter?
I don't think you know how.
Do you know how?
You're just...
Oh, guess what? It's in my fucking book!
The book, I think, will be like, oh yeah, the smart guy that brought the file and the first aid kit. Yes, that's also the things he needs.
I don't know, man. So how are you gonna get your water to drink? Where's your water source at?
Where's my water source? What do you mean?
Yeah, how are you gonna drink your water? Where are you getting your water from?
Well, like you guys said, a stream or a magical waterfall that may appear. But guess what? I will have a fire because I have my file that I'm gonna.
We all were gonna have fire, so.
I mean, come on. I mean, let the viewers decide. Are people gonna make fire out of two rocks bashing together, and then they're gonna get
You don't need
fire
the
magically?
rock. You need dry wood. 2 dry woods. But hey, Jeremy. But guess what? By that time, I'm already with you, dude. I'm gonna welcome you to my humble abode, bro.
And then we'll play tennis with Jetsy's balls.
And you know what? If I see Jetsy there, almost about to give up, I'll be there. Like, dude, don't worry, bro. I got seeds with me, bro. I got a screwdriver.
I'm not gonna give up.
You want to go now? All right, I'll use the screwdriver to
I think when we made the rules for this, I think we should have just banned a book all-knowing book.
No. Well,
it's a
book.
That's gonna teach me how
about
to fight
surviving. So you can't I will be able to survive. because it's a
Like,
book
what-
about surviving with
like,
your
what-
bare
what if-
hands. Actually,
what-
with your bare hands. And
What if I made a
I haven't even used my screwdriver yet. I could like sharpen my screwdriver.
You don't even need your screwdriver.
you
man.
know what your screwdriver would be effective for? For your seeds to make the hole. Like you could
Nah.
poke holes in the ground and then you could put your
No.
seeds in there.
But my screwdriver would be effective if my fruit giving seed won't bear any fruits and you're with me and both of you guys are in the island, I'm gonna go then I have food.
All right, guys. So for all the viewers at home, drop a comment down below and let us know who you think would survive the longest. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for our next episode. Peace out, guys.
Peace. Mom! I'll throw the trash later! Peace!